Had your book launch.
Yes.
How do you feel?
Very fulfilled and excited.
Would you say that it was it matched up to your expectations?
It actually superseded my expectations because it was almost as if those people that were there, they were handpicked. And the engagement we had even online was just amazing.
Yes, it was.
So it was really good. People having to reflect based on what they've heard. And that's the intention. Not just share story, but after listening to Honest. But hearing people say things, that was really, really important as to, oh, that was really good. I think I have to make this change. Someone was telling me just now that, listening to it, she was just thinking of the changes she was going to implement when she get home. So that was really good.
Wow. Well, before we continue, I think we need to introduce you
Okay.
to our audience. So, Abies Sonia is a dedicated counselor, life coach, and mental health advocate. And she's passionate about positive transformation. So, as you've just heard, we've just had her book launch, which we will be talking about a little bit. She has over a decade experience in the educational settings and entrepreneurship as well. She has impacted lives through counseling, coaching, and speaking engagements. During her time of, working in the educational sector and also in her entrepreneurial journey, she has drawn from that lessons that she's put down in this book that we'll be talking about in a bit. So, drawing from her own journey through chronic stress and burnout, Abies Sonia shares her stories of resilience, healing, and finding inner peace. She holds a Master of Science degree in counseling and positive psychology, as well as a postgraduate degree in teaching and learning from Manchester Metropolitan University. She's a wife, she's a mother, a friend, a sister, and so much more. She also has her Authentic Thriving podcast and her YouTube channel at Abies Sonia. Please make sure you give a like and a follow to that. She raises awareness on topics such as burnout, impact of chronic stress, trauma healing, cultural integration, burnout, mental health, effective time management, UK educational system, and family well-being. Wow, so many different topics, isn't it?
Absolutely.
We're going to be finding out a little bit later as to why you are interested in these diverse topics and why you discuss them through your podcast and also your YouTube channel. She's also the founder of ASEB Consultancy and the yearly Positive Intentional Diaspora Parenting Conference. We just had that a couple of weeks ago. And this conference aims to promote mental well-being and harmony in families, especially in families that are from the diaspora background. She is a practitioner of multicultural counseling, family systems engineering, neuro-linguistic programming, and emotional freedom techniques, as well as the Matrix Reimprint. Wow, a lot of big names here, and so she's so well learned across diverse topics. Her consultancy services cuts across counseling, life coaching, speaking engagements, practical courses, workshop facilitation, and so on and so forth, both online and physically. She's a highly sought after speaker in the online space and physically as well. So she continues to inspire individuals to craft their own journeys, to be unique in their offerings, and to define their own success. She also encourages people to attain fulfilling lives by cultivating inner peace, inner harmony with themselves, rather than solely focusing on external achievements. So, Coach Sonia, welcome.
Thank you so much, Sonia.
So today we are talking about your debut book.
Yes.
Inner Harmony, Resilience Beyond Chronic Stress and Burnout. So first of all, tell us why inner harmony, why chronic stress, why burnout? What is your story?
Because I've experienced it not once, not twice. When you're in that constant state, the thing about mine was because I was pursuing something that was positive. The thing is, when it's something negative that is a cause of it, you can easily just snap out of it. But when it's something positive, you want to achieve, you want to excel, you want to be a career woman, not just a career woman, a successful one at that. You want to have a good family, you want to have an income that can sustain you over time. So when you're pursuing those things, you're like, I'm doing the right thing, I'm doing the right thing, I'm doing the right thing, you're going. But at the end of the day, you start with your full self, you end up with almost a skeleton when you get to the top.
Wow.
And when you look down, you feel empty inside. What the society calls success is right there. But you do no longer feel successful because there's a hole inside of you that was never filled. It was just the external applause.
Wow. So you've been through it?
Absolutely. Sadly.
Sadly. Well, yes, sadly at the time, but look, now you have a book,
Yes.
with practical tips and tools to teach people how not to get to where you got to.
That's right.
So can you tell us, when did you realize that you were going through burnout and chronic stress?
I actually had burnout when I had my first child.
Oh, wow.
That was 16 years ago. And I woke up suddenly itching all over. And my mom was around there and she saw bumps and it happened in the night. The itchiness actually woke me up and I saw bumps all over my body. And my mom was like, hey, spiritual attack and all of that stuff. Because
For those that are not from, Africa, or other parts that are not the Western world, I think this is something that's quite normal, isn't it?
yes.
For our parents and for those from, background, anything that's out of the ordinary, we say it's a spiritual attack. So yes, continue.
So that even, to make it worse, every night, during the day it disappears. During the nighttime it comes back. And she was like, I said, this thing is a spiritual attack. Let's start praying and all of this stuff. But one night I actually got fed up because when I go to my GP and I explained, it was like, but we can't see anything, your skin is okay. Right, I said, this night, no. Take a picture. So we got the camera out, we took pictures. And then the next day, first thing, called my GP, got an appointment, I got there and I showed him the picture. It was like, oh,
Wow.
this is hives. Sonia, you've got hives.
It's just stress.
Yeah, it was like your body must have been so tired that your body was releasing toxic hormones in your body. So this is why the hives. It was like, did you change your washing up liquid? No. What about the one you use for your laundry? No, nothing changed. The only thing was that I was a new mom who was not sleeping with a colic baby. So if you have a colic baby, I got you. I see you, I hear you. And you have a baby that was nocturnal, that only sleep when others are supposed to be awake. And when others are awake, they sleep. So I had that kind of a baby and that was really stressful for me. So I was like a zombie. I wasn't sleeping at all. I wasn't getting enough sleep and I wouldn't allow any other person look after the baby as much as I would. So I got burnout and that went and I went on and pursued my career and everything. And ultimately, because I was a very ambitious person, I cultivated unhealthy habits to sustain me to achieve my goals unstoppable.
You just kept on going and going.
That's right.
Going.
So I built those habits irrespective of what I was doing, whether I stay at home mom, whether working or not, those habits were there. And as a result of that, even if I stayed at home, I would still be burned out because I do not know how to stay without doing nothing.
Wow. So you tackle some of those, some of those things that we've just discussed in the book, how to recognize when you're going through chronic stress and burnout. What challenges did you face in writing this book?
Getting someone to edit it, because it's one thing for you to write a book, but you want it to tell a story that is relatable, not bore them. Because I don't want you to just hear my story. So what, you got burned out? You're not the only person, right? But I want you to read my story. See yourself in my story. Let it resonate with you. If my experience does not resonate with you, as in my habits, the signs of the burnout might resonate with you. If that doesn't resonate with you, the way I tackled it and I found also in life to bounce back might resonate with you. So I did it in such a way that I'll be able to tell that story whereby you read it, you take action. So finding someone that will be able to work with you seamlessly was a bit difficult. And because I had some people in mind and I got disappointed, I just like, okay, I'm just going to leave it, maybe not now. But when I found the right person, everything that I planned just came together in a beautiful way. So finding that person that will work with you in a way that will translate your story, not just working with people, but working with the right people.
So what I'm hearing is that, you didn't just want to write a book to put your thoughts down on paper and to say, well, this is what I've been through. This is what I've gone through. I've got the T-shirt and I know how to teach others not to be in the same way. What I'm hearing is that it was important for you that your readers connect with the material of the book, and they themselves are able to use the tools that you've used, either through experience, but also the tools that you've learned. You have your masters. How important is it for you that your readers understand how to get inner harmony?
How important it is. Yeah. It's very important because stress is one thing that is constant. If I come to you and I say, Sonia, I'm going to work with you and you never be stressed again, I'll be lying. However, if I tell you I want to work with you to build your resilience so that we can't stop stress. Just going to the mall alone to pick up something on a day that is raining, maybe the weather is not nice, that's stressful. So if I'm telling you I want to take all the stress away, it's a lie. But if I help you to build resilience, that the stress will come, but you have your toolbox filled with different things that will help you manage it, that will help you build your resilience level to a point whereby the stress will come, but you find a way to puncture holes in those stress buckets and it start deflating and it release, and you have the energy to go back again. So you rejuvenate yourself with those practices that you incorporate in your life. Just as the way we cultivate wrong habits or harmful habits, you can also cultivate the right ones that will help you bounce back irrespective of what you've been through. And that's what inner harmony is about.
So why are you passionate about this area? Because, from the different topics that we've discussed that you have through your consultancy, through your YouTube program, your diaspora, your podcast as well, why chronic stress and burnout? Why is it such a passionate, point for you?
Because I realized that it's not unique to me.
Right.
As a counselor, I've met with so many people. When they're talking to me, it's like they're sharing my story one way or the other. It resonates with me. As a coach, I've seen that. In different aspects of my life, I've seen it happen. And I just stay there and I'm thinking, it doesn't have to be like this. We can all go through this and bounce back and carry on in life. So I wanted to be able to share the information with more people. And I know that even though I do the YouTube, I do the other podcasts and all of those stuff, a book is something that you can always make reference to.
Absolutely.
Right? It can be in the library, it can be anywhere. You can read a book and say, oh, have you read this book? I'm always talking to people about different books I've read. And I'm making reference. And I'm hoping that this will be the same tool. So it's something that you can easily make reference to and all of that. So which is why I thought,
to write a book. Amazing. So tell us, what is your favorite part of the book? And can you give us 10-second to 30-second reading?
Okay, let's see. I'll start from actually I think I'll start from the introduction. Said, as you turn these pages, prepare yourself. The journey ahead may unveil shadows you never wish to explore. There is a lingering truth that must come to light, an hidden story that nearly suffocated me beneath the weight of my silence. This is a tale of a war fought not with fists, but through self-awareness, emotional regulation, discipline developed gradually, and spiritual awakening. A battle against the very person I once considered a friend and a model. A few years ago, I found myself ensnared in a web spun by an ambitious lady whose charm masked a venom. Her popularity was enviable by all, and her smile was a facade, disarming and warm, making me believe I had stumbled upon a kindred spirit. But behind closed doors, she wasn't anything like that. What started apparently as a benign acquaintance morphed into a suffocating relationship with a relentless need to acquire and achieve irrespective of the impact on my mental health, emotional, and general well-being. I was ensnared. Each compliment she lavished on me laced with ulterior motives, and each invitation cloaked in treachery. Days turned into weeks, and I became a mere shadow of myself. subservient to her whims. I thought I was enjoying my best days with this mother I cherish so much. You might say, but Sonia, you are an adult. How could you allow this happen? Oh, I wish I could have answered that question with clarity. Trapped in a desperate desire to be successful and to feel fulfilled, I turned deaf ears to the warning signs that was evident in the bloodshot red eyes, constant headaches, and irritability. I was convinced that her actions were mere quirks of a great personality, and I felt so hard. You may be asking, who am I talking about? Stress and how it consumed my life. So, yeah.
Wow. Amazing. I think for me, my favorite part of the book is actually the first chapter. It says the genesis, the weight of ambition. Do you think that ambitious people are predisposed to stress?
Yeah, very much so, especially those with type A personality.
Say no more.
They are very much predisposed to burnout. And those people that are people pleasers as well.
Yes, can never say no.
They can never say no.
Right. Why do you think that is? For the ambitious people that are, we're not saying ambition is a bad thing. Not at all.
No.
But why are ambitious people more predisposed to stress and chronic stress and burnout?
Because their motivation is something positive.
Okay.
And when you're chasing something for positive, it gives you fulfillment. Mm-hmm. There are different rewards right in front of you as you get that promotion, as you get yet another certification, as you are being applauded and recognized. Mm-hmm. It gives you such a buzz that you don't even stop to acknowledge those things onto the next thing. Right. And the higher you go on the stairs, the more you get burnt if there are not enough things to help you to harmonize your life.
Tell us a little bit about your background, because like I said, chapter 1 is my favorite. Because in this chapter you talk about your background, you talk about your lineage, where you come from. You also talk about your parents. Yes. And the values that they instilled in you and how that's affected who you are right now, and then moving from where you come from to where we are now. So you have a first-hand experience of being in the diaspora and so on and so forth. So first of all, tell us a little bit about that, and also tell us, why do you think our background has a part to play?
A lot. A lot. My dad, I'll call my dad an educationist because he worked in the Ministry of Education back home. And my mom as well.
When you say back home, where
Nigeria.
Is that? Some viewers know.
Nigeria. And my mom as well come from a strong background of formidable women, business women that they were strong. Even though my grandma lost her husband very young, my mom was in year 4. Primary 4 when her dad died. Wow. And her mom never remarried. She single-handedly went and looked after all of them. So formidable side, my dad is someone that believes in education. So we were brought up with this value that you must be your best. Mediocre is not accepted.
Absolutely.
You must be your best. Whatever is worth doing well. Wow. That's what my dad would say. He said, lavity. I don't want chance for any lassity. You are not allowed to be lazy. You have to keep on going. My mom, I saw her do loads of things, do this business. She was always up and doing. So yeah, a lot of the values were instilled in me to work hard. But I know now that you don't always have to work hard. You can work smart.
Right.
You can work smart.
That's a whole nother topic for another day.
Yeah, so you can work smart and do that. So my parental influence, yet it was positive. Like I said again, that's what ensnared you. You're like, I'm doing something positive. I'm trying to make a success of my life. Right. So you wouldn't know, you won't pay attention to those signs that is showing in your body or in any other form, because you're doing something positive. It's not like you're fighting. It's not like someone is stressing you. It's something you're trying to achieve. Right. So you take your eyes off that ball.
So what, why do you think that people or individuals that come from certain parts of the world and are now known as diasporans, why do you think the background contributes to them having chronic stress and burnout?
It built a mindset in us, a mindset that you should always put everybody's needs above yours.
Right, okay.
If you the mindset of if you are not successful, when parents meet, how are you? Yes, you are fine. Before you know it, gravitate towards, my daughter is a nurse, so my son is a lawyer, and everybody's like competing. So you don't want to be that child that your parent cannot say anything about. So you want to make them proud.
Absolutely. Can we talk about the black tax?
The black what?
The black tax.
Is it
what
the
you
one?
just described is the black tax. Of being from, a particular background, and when you're successful, you make it, you're now expected to be the one to help everybody else in the family.
It is an expectation that you are supposed, a responsibility that is tossed upon you with or without your consent.
Right.
And in the quest of doing that, sometimes you might end up putting yourself in the back burner.
Putting yourself last and trying to please the family and so on and so forth. So, with that being said, what are the tools in here that you've written in here that can help, those in the diaspora, those of a particular background, even if they're not from a particular background, even those that are, from the West, live in the West, I always like to say in the West, it's like a rat race, we're always moving to the next thing. There's the 9 to 5. After the 9 to 5, you have the weekend, but the weekend's not long enough. Then you go back to 9 to 5 and 9 to 5, and so on and so forth. And then there are those who want to hustle, the hustle culture, the entrepreneurial culture. There's so much going on at the same time. Can you tell our readers and those who will have the opportunity to hold this book in their hands what they can look forward to in reading this book?
If you read this book, you are sure to be able to assess yourself if you are stressed or burnout. You would know, because there are tools inside, assessment tools that you can use. Also, you would know yourself more. A lot of times we think we know ourselves, but we don't. We don't know ourselves.
So self-awareness is
self-awareness. You're going to find self-awareness there. There'll be things for you to know your character strength as well. Because we just think I'm good at this. But the fact that you're good at certain things doesn't mean that's your character strength. There are some things that are innate. And according to positive psychology, there are 24 character strengths we all have. But there are 5 key ones that are at the top of the list. For mine, one of them, love for learning, is one of the top one. Gratitude, spirituality is another, right? So you will find those things, and the more you know yourself, the more you know how to manage your energy, the more you know how to manage your time, the more you know how to set boundaries. Because any relationship without a defined boundary, abuse is inevitable. So you will learn all those things on how to politely say things, on how to politely do things in a way that you are not isolating yourself, but you are putting yourself and putting more value in yourself so that people will know how to treat you. If you present yourself as someone that is not valuable, they will treat you like that. So we train people on how to treat us. So this book will show you that, because if you know yourself, you present yourself as the value that you are.
Absolutely. Amazing. So what if, somebody picks up this book and it's fantastic, it's great, but they need, hand-holding, they need to speak to somebody physically, they need to get in touch with you physically, and maybe they recognize some of the things that you've written, but it's actually hard to do this on their own. How can they get hold of you? What, services do you offer?
I offer coaching and counseling services, and this book is going to bet a course.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to do a course next year.
She let the cat out the bag.
Yeah, I'm going to be doing a course next year. It's going to be a 10-week course whereby it's a group course where we all hold each other accountable and we'll dive deeper into the essence of this book. Wow. So if you want that hand holding in a group setting, then here. If you want a one-to-one counseling as well, then I'm also available. You can reach me on, do I need to give my number?
Just your social media.
My social media at Abies Sonia. You can drop my DM, or you can send me an email as well at Counselor Sonia at outlook.com. If you reach me on that, I always respond to my messages.
Amazing.
And then I'll be able to get back to them. Yeah.
Well, we're going to have the social media handles going across the screen. I believe that's going to be done. So you will know the spelling, how to spell it, and make sure that you get the right
true.
handles as well. I just wanted to show, just the inside of the book. As you can see, it is a practical tool. There's a lot of call to action at each end of each chapter, which ensures that you don't just read the book and put it down and it just becomes, wow, that was a great book, and then you forget what you've learned. So this helps to instill some of those things, some of those characteristics and those values and skill sets.
Yeah,
and
the
then
character strengths.
the character strengths that Sonia was just talking about is in here as well. There's so much more, and I'm so happy to hear that this is actually going to become, a course and for group work as well. So if you feel like I'm not quite there yet to have a one-to-one with a counsellor, then please, by all means, when she does release that that group work or that group counselling session, jump on the bandwagon as soon as possible. So any last words, any sort of summarization about the importance of this book and your work for those listening today?
Remember to prioritize your inner harmony, because at the end of the day, you are the constant in your life. People will come, people will go, business will come, business will go. Things will come in trend and things will go, but you are the constant. Every other thing is a variable. So prioritize you, your mental health, and your emotional well-being in order for you to flourish effortlessly always. Thank you so much, Sonia.
Amazing. Thank you, Coach Sonia. Thank you, everybody, for watching or listening, wherever you are. And make sure you have a copy of Inner Harmony, Resilience Beyond Chronic Stress and Burnout.
It's actually on Amazon and Seller, yeah.
Amazing. So once you have read it, please do leave a review on Amazon as well. The more reviews that are there, the more people can see this book and it's pushed to the top. So thank you all very much. Bye.